OMT Online Dynasty. Welcome back, everybody. Our week 11 game of the week, and hold on to your butts because this is gonna be a big one. So this is our 32 user online dynasty. We got 4 custom conferences, 8 teams in each with relegation. So depending on how well you do, you can move up, you can move down. And in week 11, we had 16 user games. Every single conference game was going on throughout the week. We have got some unbelievable games that went on. It was very, very difficult for us to narrow it down to one to feature for the game of the week. But we will be heading to the American Conference in a game between Sam Houston and San Diego State, Woe Twice versus Rainbow, a game that combined had over 120 points scored, nearly 1,250 yards of offense. Absolutely wild game. Elsewhere in the Mountain West, we had one of the craziest finishes we have ever seen in a game between Tulsa and Utah State. We'll have game breaks of that and some bonus coverage at the end of our main event here. At halftime, we'll be going over some of the other conference action. Marshall against North Texas, and I believe they're in Conference USA. Louisiana taking on Toledo in the Mountain West. Louisiana Tech and East Carolina in the Sun Belt. We're going to have a little bit of action from every single conference in the Dynasty here throughout this episode. But first things first, let's just head over. Actually, before we get to the depth charts, I should mention, if you are interested in potentially joining this online dynasty, it is all done through the Discord. The link for that is down in the description. Hop in there, tag me, make a post, DM me, somehow, some way. Just make sure I know you want on the wait list. I will get you on there. I believe we have 18 people on there as of right now, so it'll be a couple seasons before you get a spot. But also that waitlist is going to carry over into college football 27. So all of that covered, I think we're ready. We can go ahead and take a look at the depth charts of these two squads. We'll start with the visiting team, Sam Houston, or Woe Twice with the Bearcats with a K. Got them up to a 75 overall squad here. He will still be in that Hawaii playbook, which is just a fun one to watch. San Diego State will be in Colorado State, a little bit of air raid. But first, the Bearcats, Judd Anderson, Judd Dredd, 89 overall. Resistance, step up, dot on time, unbelievable pocket passer, 6'6", 230. Don't really have to worry about him going out and making plays with his legs, but as long as he can sit in that pocket and deliver the ball, he will do a pretty solid job for Sam Houston. At halfback, we're going to have Devon Rice, 84 overall, 93 speed. Some pretty solid abilities for the most part. Not a bad halfback in there, but the real star of the Sam Houston team, as we have seen on game breaks and halftime highlights, is going to be at wide receiver, hiding down here, Ashton Bethel, the Roman Empire. Acknowledge him, get your ones up. Sidestep, platinum takeoff, platinum shifty, 95 speed. Guy is unbelievable on kick returns, on RPOs, on anything. Just get this guy the ball and watch him go to work. We've also got some other pretty solid wide receivers. Enrique Trayan, 50-50 balanced downhill, 6'6", 94 speed, red shirt freshman. So we're losing Bethel Roman after this year with him being a senior, but we have somebody right in line to take over as a dominant playmaker on the Sam Houston offense. At tight end, we are going to have Caleb Presley still. I swear this guy's been here forever, but he's just a junior apparently. 85 speed and sure hands, 6'4". Quickly look at the offensive line here. Some good abilities on our left tackle. Gosh, how do these guys all have such good... Oh, I guess it is just the left side, but still a much better offensive line than Old Dominion has. Defensively, let's see, anything on our defensive line? Doesn't look like it. We're not expecting too much from the defenses here today. As I said, there was a lot of points and a lot of yardage, so we can go through these defenses pretty quickly. I don't think we're going to be calling out too many of these guys' names here. Linebackers, I mean, a ton of freshman linebackers with solid base speeds. We'll see as the years go on if he can get a little bit more and start using some of those linebackers a little bit. I mean, I think we're going to have the rest of this year and maybe one more year, or not one more year, 2 more years. Wrap this up around June. New game comes out in July. Start that late July, early August, something like that. A little bit of an off season, rework some things. Anyway, none of that matters. At corner, we got 6'1", 90 speed Josh Free, 5'11" with house call Manny Curl, JoJo Robinson, 5'9", 92 speed. So again, solid speed across the board. No big breakout guys, but not bad at all. Oh my gosh, the safeties. I remember from last year, Sam Houston had some issues at safeties. That looks to be a continuing trend here. It is nice he's 6'5", 88 speed, 65 overall, no abilities on Jeffrey Abraham. How about our strong safety? Yeah. So the safety situation in Sam Houston, a little bit of a disaster. I think we can see how there are so many points scored in this game. Let's go take a look at San Diego State, who happens to just be their next door neighbor when we look at these. That's fantastic. Already a bad start just from that strong safety, but let's start on the offensive side of things. So 79 overall, Mr. Rainbow took them over earlier this year, I want to say. We have a lot of people coming and going, so it can be hard to remember sometimes. But at quarterback, we're going to have Trayvon Hicks, dot and mobile resistance, 83 speed. He can get out, make some plays with his legs there. Solid overall. Impact dev, redshirt sophomore. A lot of good things to like about that quarterback. Halfback, Sincere Rainey, 90 speed, no abilities. We got a recoup here on Cordez Haddad. Okay, so not much there in terms of a halfback, but wide receivers, 91 speed, Cam Adams Parker, 360 cutter inside step. And this freaking guy, Ivan Carrion, 85 overall, but 97 speed at 6'6". Complete freak of nature. We'll see. I know our previous San Diego State guy, Prez, was actually using him as a cornerback as well. So I'm curious to see if we are going to get there with this San Diego State team. Let's see, offensive line, some more abilities, pocket shield, stronger workhorse. I mean, very solid offensive line here with San Diego State. Should give him some time to operate in that Colorado State offense. Tanner Williams, our will linebacker, coming down at left edge. Sam linebacker playing right edge. I mean, we have a platinum pocket disruptor. That's got to be out on the field somewhere. Maybe he's got him at D tackle. He does indeed. Vernon, Whacker, Thacker, pocket disruptor, platinum there. Some more workhorses, of course. You're always going to find workhorses across defensive lines, apparently. The actual linebackers, let's see. Okay, so we got a couple mics that I'd imagine are going to be playing. We know we have a Will and Sam coming down to actually play our edges there. But the two Mike linebackers look solid enough. Let's see, corners. Ooh, yeah, there's Carry On at corner 3. Honestly, I'd probably have him at corner 1 because the actual corners we have here are pretty tough. I mean, it's nice having that robber knockout, but 5'11", 86 speed, pretty brutal. 6'1" is nice, 88 speed is nice, but no abilities on that young man. Again, I think we can kind of see why there are so many points scored in this game. I'm kind of surprised. I guess the defensive line's not bad to see an 81 overall on this defense because it's secondary not looking great. 84 speed, house calling robber on our free safety, 83 speed, 66 overall impact dev at least on our strong safety. So we're not going to see a whole heck of a lot of defense in this game. We are going to see a ton of explosive offense in an unbelievable back and forth game. Goes way down to the wire. Very excited to get in and check this one out, see what these offenses are cooking up. Then we'll have that bonus coverage of Tulsa and Utah State with one of the most preposterous endings we've ever seen. Have our game breaks, halftime highlights, all of that. Let's just head into the game. And here we go. This is all going to be from Rainbow's perspective here. San Diego State, the home team for this one. Snapdragon Stadium, the sand pit out in San Diego. They will be starting on defense. Let's see if Sam Houston going right to the run right away there to big boy. Oh, I guess not big boy, little guy. Number 23, Devon Rice. As usual, we're going to watch through the first offensive drive of each team. Start jumping around a little bit. I don't think we're going to have to jump around a whole heck of a lot considering how many points are going to be on the board here. So going to some Y-off trips, where is Bethel Roman? We always have to keep eyes on that number 3 of Sam Houston. He is in the right slot here. See, maybe it could be an RPO out of this formation. You'd think it wouldn't be going to the short side though. If it was an RPO, I'd expect it to be on the wide side. He is just going to send him deep. Actually goes for our left side deep guy. And there's that platinum 50-50 lighting up number 16, Enrique Trey. And that's that star red shirt freshman with the 50-50. Just get big on him. I'm honestly surprised he didn't just end up running right past that cornerback. I expect that's something we're going to see quite a bit here. After looking at the depth charts of these teams, maybe that's how there's so many points scored, is these receivers are just so much faster than the corners on either side. But there's Devon, get the tables. Rice taking that one for a gain of 7, 2nd and 3. I mean, honestly, I feel like Sam Houston, whoa, twice. You could just throw this up to that number 16 every play of the game. I don't know if San Diego State's gonna be able to do a whole heck of a lot to stop that, but we will see. Or just streaks to Bethel Roman. I don't think they're gonna be able to do a lot there either. Good hard flat over there. Number 58 on San Diego State crashes down on that tight end flat RPO attempt. Lucky he just went to go and swat that one away. Could have been 6 back for San Diego State, who I believe we actually saw number 58 take an interception back for a touchdown during our week 10 game of the week, during our halftime highlights, I want to say. All right, so we got a cover 3 shell, but it is like an inverted cover 2 here. We'll just take that quick flat, and they're Bethel Roman. The agility and change of direction on that guy. The speed is one thing, the abilities are another thing, but just how shifty he is and how quick he can cut just makes him impossible to defend, especially with a lot of the defenses our teams are working with here. But he does enough to pick up the first down there for the Bearcats. It is now a 1st and 10 down to the 16-yard line. Looks like some single mug defense there, going back to that run on first down. I think we've seen 3 for 3 now runs on first down to Rice. Keep that San Diego State offense or defense honest here. Just make sure they keep respecting that run, even out of the Hawaii playbook. They do have some good runs in that the run and shoot offense of Hawaii. So going to some spread slots close. This is a very good formation, and I love Hawaii. I love the Hawaii playbook. There's so much like fun, funky stuff in there. It's really, really tough on defenses. Going for that platinum 50-50, going to just lob it up to his big man. We see single coverage over there. We are going to take our shot. Judd Anderson just puts a little too much on that one, leads it out the back of the end zone. Now a 3rd and 12, staying in some spread slots close. Wouldn't shock me at all to see something like that. Maybe like a deep curl or something to number 16 and just highball it and let him just go and grab it. I don't hate that idea at all. 3rd and 12. Let's see. Dropping back. Gonna go take right over the middle there. I mean, we did find number 16 there. Got half our yardage from 3rd and 12 to 4th and 6. Sam Houston, are we going to be aggressive here? First drive of the game. I don't hate taking our points here on a 4th and 6. I think I would probably take our points here, but we'll see how aggressive Woe Twice wants to be. He's going to be pretty aggressive. He's coming out in some gun spread. Let's see. So where's Bethel Roman? He's going to be on the outside. So, I mean, in the red zone, we're not as concerned, and especially with him being on the outside. Dropping back to pass. Judd Anderson right over the middle of the field. The safety comes down just a second too late, and that is Big Bubba Hampton able to come down with that one. Early touchdown for Sam Houston, making it a 7-0 game. Take us to our first game break of the day between Tulsa and Utah State. Tulsa already up 7-0, scored on their opening drive. Now, I believe Utah State actually fumbled on the opening kickoff. And this is a wild game. But a 4th and 14, Utah State getting aggressive now, looking probably for that comeback over on the right. But that Tulsa defensive line, those absolute monsters up front for the Golden Hurricanes, gets that pressure, has to throw it a little too quick, and number 19 jumps it, takes it back for the score. And Tulsa, 2 minutes into that game, Tulsa up 14-0, but that one is a long way from being over. Let's see how San Diego State is going to be able to answer back here. Said in the Colorado State air raid playbook, oh my gosh. I thought because he was in zone coverage, he sits there, versus in man, that's like an option route. He usually will keep going. I'm guessing we expected him to keep running. I know I certainly did, and that was going to be wide open once he got past that linebacker. But he ends up sitting just directly behind him. But number 30 just doesn't react at all. Oh my gosh. Little bit of a lucky break for us there early for San Diego State. We do still got some runs. It is an air raid offense, but you got to keep them honest with the runs every once in a while. What's the meme? What's the matter? Air raid boy, afraid you're going to have to establish the run? Give it to our guy Cortez Haddad. Push us into Sam Houston State territory here. This is gonna take so long. This is such a crazy game. I haven't seen any of it yet. I did see the final score and stuff and saw their game chat going on. It's preposterous. Going back to the run, this time to Sincere Rainey. Gets on ice skates there for the last 4 yards. I swear, EA changed something about tackling and defense in general. I feel like they made tackling harder, and they just so many contested catches now. I really feel like that's something that actually got changed recently, as we'll see in our bonus coverage with Tulsa and Utah State later on. And now we got a 1st and 10 for San Diego State. Trips over to the left. Blitz coming in. We have like a threat detector on that quarterback. We saw those red little like Metal Gear Solid pring things popped up over those blitzing linebackers. Able to get rid of it quick to number 7. That is Chad the Winter Soldier. One of my favorite nicknames in the entire game. I do like that one. I was thinking about this the other day. I think my new favorite one, I've had a lot of favorite ones, but my new favorite one that I wish I actually called him more is Georgia Southern's quarterback, Livin' Ta Vida Loca. Love that nickname. I think that's a good one. Anyway, 1st and 10 for San Diego State, motioning over, creating a 2x2 look just to give it back to number 20, Sincere Rainey. Brought down just for a gain of 1 that time. Yeah, with what we saw from both of these defenses, I feel like you would be able to establish a run, especially with San Diego State and the abilities we saw on that offensive line that they have. But even Sam Houston, if they really want to run the ball, I think they could. So we're going with another little mesh spot here, motioning number 7 across. See what we're going to have here. We've got our triangle, goes back to the spot route. Number 30 is close to making a play there again. Just, I think, took one too many steps off to our right, unable to get back to the middle of the field in time. Gets it to number 35 as tight end Caleb Thomas, a name we are going to be calling quite a lot here today. 1st and goal for San Diego State at the 5-yard line. See, this is where I always struggle in these type of playbooks. I'm curious to see what Rainbow is going to draw up here. We are going to go with some empty bunch. Y trail. Y trail is always a pretty good idea. And a speed out over on our big man carry on. Oh, we got carry on. We got him. Absolutely. I was going to say, as long as that's one-on-one, no matter what the coverage is like, highball that sucker to carry on. He's going to come down with it, but he beats him on the speed out anyway. And San Diego answers back against Sam Houston. That is going to trip me up. I didn't even think about that. San Diego, Sam Houston. San Diego State in for the touchdown, ties up at 7 apiece. We'll jump ahead just a little bit here where we got Sam Houston facing a 3rd and 9, time running out here in the 1st quarter. Ball at their own 35. Judd Dredd Anderson in the backfield. Hot routing his way around. Goes for the halfback. Oh, not the halfback. That's the Bethel Roman Empire. Get your ones up. Gets wide open over the middle of the field. Good pass lead up there too from Woe Twice. Leading him to that open space. Making sure he can get those yards after catch. Take it to the end of the 1st quarter. That play put them to San Diego State's 29-yard line. Coming back in some of that gun spread. Heisman on time lighting up there for our QB Anderson. Let's see what we are going with. Here goes with a little play action. Just take that flat, make it nice and easy. Bubba Hampton there. We'll take 6 yards. We're A-okay with that. And I saw on San Diego State's play call here, they are going to some stunts, which I love against a quarterback like Judd Anderson. We don't have to worry about him trying to scramble, getting out of the pocket. We just have to try to get some pressure on him. I couldn't tell if that was a laser or going to be an interception. Looked like that was actually kind of getting open there at the last second. He did have a step on him. That was pretty close. That was some risky defense there too from Rainbow, using that cover 6, but taking that inside quarter and bringing him down into the box like that. Potentially gave up that seam streak, but it kind of worked out. I didn't hate that at all. So now we're audibling to a cover 3. We're bringing everybody down into the box, but nobody guarding the left flat, and that's Bethel Roman. Him on those speed outs, RPOs, anything that's getting him the ball. I guess that wasn't a speed out. I don't know what you call that route, that 590 Nebraska that left slot receiver's on, but it's a pretty good one. Finds him underneath, picks up that 1st down. That guy is so freaking good, man. That guy is just so freaking good. And I don't even know, with a defense like San Diego State, what do you even do against a guy like that? You can't just man it up because you have nobody on your defense that can keep up with him. Unless you want to just try your user against him a bunch. I don't know. So Bethel Roman's going to be on the outside here over on the left. That takeoff lights up, but it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot at the 11-yard line. We will take one right underneath, take an easy 7 yards. That is our halfback there. Yep, Devon Rice. 2nd and 3 now, ball at the 4. And again, I'm curious what the red zone offenses are going to look like here between these two different teams, because both the playbooks are much more spread out, which I don't typically like in the red zone, but maybe I should. Maybe because I struggle in the red zone, maybe I do need to go to more of these spread out formations. We got Bethel Roman in the slot over there to the left. It might be, I mean, I think there's RPOs out of here, but I don't know. Ooh, I think, did we just count on that being something shaded down underneath? So we actually went for like a slot fade or something out there on the outside left, and looked like we potentially had it. I mean, he did come down with it, just wasn't able to keep a foot in bounds. He's got the height, he's got the 50-50, just doesn't have the awareness to do a little toe tap there. So now we got a 3rd and 3. Gonna be staying in some 4-6 bear here on defense. Y off trips is going to be the call on offense. Let's see. I mean, definitely could be a tight end flat RPO, something like that. I think Sam Houston tried that. Yeah, Sam Houston did try one earlier that was actually almost intercepted. Could be that bubble wide pop RPO here too. Nope, not an RPO at all. We are just going to find our tight end, finding a soft spot in that zone right over the middle of the field. Number 84, Caleb Presley, Mr. Sunday Conversations himself, comes down with it. That'll take us back to another game break here between Tulsa and Utah State. The Aggies have actually tied this one up now at 14 apiece. Tulsa with the ball, just starting the second quarter here, looking for this drag here to Sturm. Somehow catches that, somehow breaks that tackle, and somehow outruns the entire Utah State defense. I'm not sure what the heck happened on that play, but like I said, those contested catches are something. But Utah State gets the ball back. First play, Mr. Paler. Of course, we've seen Utah State do this so many times, either on a kick return or just throwing it up to Paler after the other team scores a touchdown. Utah State has an unbelievable tendency to strike right back. So that one is going to be 21-21 early in the second quarter. And here we jump ahead. We got a 3rd and 8 for San Diego State. I just wanted to make sure to include this because I don't think we're going to see it any other time throughout this game. But the Sam Houston defense gets a stop. They get the swat. Could have been an interception, but he had to jump pretty high to get his hands on that ball. But still, we do have a defensive stop in this game. I'm not sure we're going to see another one, but at least we got one. Is that a good way to punt? Oh yeah, it is, because that's just going to land in... Oh, that's like a pitching wedge shot there. Just hit the ground and just dead stopped. All right, I just wanted to make sure there is at least one defensive stop in this game. The Sam Houston now with the ball, just got a nice pass in there to Bubba Hampton to put them onto San Diego State side of the 50-yard line. Ball at the 46, 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. See if Sam Houston can get an early 2-score lead here. Dropping back to pass to Judd Anderson. We do got a flag on the play. Takes the underneath there to number 19, but of course it's gonna be a holding. The holding penalties have really gotten out of hand. I swear there are so many more holding penalties than there ever used to be, but you got to deal with it, I guess. We do have, don't we have it turned down? Maybe we don't. I don't remember. I don't remember everything we've changed. I know we have injuries turned down. I want to say we had penalties turned down, but maybe not. Anyway, 1st and 20. I guess I have it right over here. I can check. Anyway, 1st and 20 for Sam Houston. Going with the trips to the short side here yet again. Got to watch Roman Empire in that slot. Oh, we were going for it. We were going for it, and I think we had it. With how fast that guy is and how slow that San Diego State secondary is, I think we actually had a shot to hit that one deep. Instead, it is going to be a 2nd and 20. I don't even remember where penalties are in settings. In Dynasty settings? No. Must be in league settings. Going back to that trips. Now we have Beth Roman on the inside slot. Got to try to follow him and just lob it up. Lob it up. Number 16 doesn't even need his 50-50 that time. The redshirt freshman Enrique Trayan having a breakout performance here for Sam Houston. Wins the one-on-one, uses that height, uses that speed, takes it in for the Sam Houston score. And I can confirm, no, we actually have not changed anything with penalties. Maybe I should turn holding down a little bit. But now San Diego State down by 2 scores. Got to get something going here on offense. Got a single high safety blitzer coming off the edge. But there goes number 30, Cortez Haddad. We don't need that much speed on our halfbacks to outrun either one of these defenses. Just got to get through that first line of defense, and Haddad does just that. Takes it in for the San Diego State touchdown. 21-14. The Aztecs answer back quick. And about 2 plays later, we got Sam Houston back across the 50-yard line. I'm pretty sure it was exactly 2 plays later. Let's see. I think we're actually just going to take this to the 2-minute warning here. Yes, we are. All right, so let's jump ahead a little bit. So ball at the 42, holding on to that 7-point lead. Yeah, back everybody up. Everybody just stay back. But then that opens up the RPO underneath to Bubba Hampton. At least it's not to Bethel Roman, so we can actually bring him down just after a gain of 5. Sam Houston staying in that trips, this time to the wide side of the field. Bethel Roman again in the slot. See if we're just trying to... I like what Sam Houston's doing here, keeping the vertical threats going, because we have such an advantage with the wide receivers against the corners and especially safeties of San Diego State. So if we're, send that number 16, send Trey in deep every single play. And if we see it's a one-on-one, just throw it. Just throw it, see what happens. And we know Bethel Roman's going to make a play here at some point too. So 16, the solo receiver on the left. We got Bethel Roman in the inside slot over on the right. Must be a cover 2 if we're using a mid read there with Carlisle. So let's see. I mean, I wouldn't hate Bethel Roman just right up the gut. Yep, Bethel Roman just right up the gut. Those safeties were just split a little too far apart there. And the user is going to have a very, very difficult time dropping back and staying with, I mean, not even very difficult, potentially an impossible time dropping back and staying with Bethel Roman on that. Just fire it to him right up the seam, setting up a 1st and goal at the 4. Minute and a half left here until halftime. See if we're going to go back to a run game to Devon Rice. Looks like San Diego State's trying to prepare for that, sending a little bit of a blitz, trying to get out there. Go for the 50-50 high ball. We see one-on-one. Might as well chuck it and see what happens. Number 13 gets his hands on it for San Diego State. Unbelievable play by that defender, honestly, to undercut that, get up, get your hands on it, but just can't quite come down with it. Maybe if that was carry on, maybe he could have made that play. I don't know. So the 2nd and goal now for Sam Houston, going back to that wild trips, going back to that RPO, little bubble wide pop, and Devon Rice finds the soft spot in between the defensive lines, takes that one in for a score, 28-14. See if the Aztecs got any cooking here before half. And just like we saw with Sam Houston, 2 plays later, San Diego State is past the 50-yard line. Ball at the 42, exactly where Sam Houston was. Going with that trips to the short side. We've actually seen both guys utilize the trips to the short side a little bit here. We have R1 if we want to take it. We're going to try that crosser to X and just over the user's head. Oh, is that one a close call? That's a ballsy throw by Trayvon Hicks, but able to put just enough air on it to get over the top and find our guy Caleb Thomas, our tight end there, to set us up with a 1st and goal at the 5. Very, very similar drive to what we saw from Sam Houston here. Let's see if San Diego State can end this with a touchdown run as well, like the Bearcats did. We are certainly going to try, but the user is right there. Big number 43. Anytime you got a user with that big old like elbow brace like that, I love the looks of it. Looks like he is just ready to knock someone's head off, and he was. He laid a gigantic hit stick on him there. So 2nd and goal at the 4. Sam Houston takes the timeout there. They got 1 left. I wouldn't hate running the ball here again, if nothing else, just to take Sam Houston's last timeout. The last thing we want is Sam Houston to get this ball back with time. Oh, we got an auto. Oh, what is this? An option? Oh, I love it. I love it. It might not have been the smartest play call, but I love it. I'm all about that. Run a little cheeky QB slot option out to Ivan Carrion and then just get absolutely rocked with your quarterback. Forces the fumble, but at least Carrion gets back and is able to jump on top of it. Keeps the ball for San Diego State, but now we got a 3rd and goal at the 22. Let this clock run a little bit. Maybe call play with like, yeah, I was gonna say about 15 seconds, but that's fine. Tries to throw one deep over the middle, and I actually think that pressure from Sam Houston kind of saved the day. That could have potentially been an interception. Instead, we will be able to at least attempt a field goal here. I mean, we are at home, so we got no stadium pulse, but anytime you're kicking from the hatch, it's tough. Smart. I need to do that. Change the camera angle on those kicks. Does make it a lot easier. Kicks up, kicks good. 11 seconds until half. He's kicking. Oh, we don't even have Bethel Roman back there returning kicks. That's a surprise. All right, let's see if Sam Houston's going to be able to just chuck one up here. 2-man under, I don't hate. Shade over the top, though. And, oh, look at that. Look at the pressure. Almost forcing a D-line pick there for San Diego State. Oh my goodness. Tries to sneak a little screen in there, but the defensive line comes in a little too quick. Almost a disaster that time for Sam Houston. Now we're just going to go with a run up the gut, get through that defensive line, but with being in that dime, he's got enough help to just take us to half. 28-17 lead here for the Bearcats as we head to halftime. And let's check out our halftime highlights from 3 other user games that went on here in week 11. Start with really the biggest game of the week. Louisiana against Toledo, number 1 against number 4. Undefeated, the Red Menace, Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. Down 7-0 early here, facing a 3rd and 8. Toledo using that 3-3-5, 3 high defense. might be something we're going to have to adapt. I was going to say steal, but that sounds harsh, but it's also true. Undercuts the curl route with user, little stutter step, takes it back for the score. It is a 14-0 lead early for the Rockets, looking to stake their claim here in the Mountain West. Now 14-0, they got another stop on defense. Give it to our guy number 0 right up the middle, just like we see Louisiana do so much. Those quick little cuts. Number 0 finds his way through there. 21-0 lead for the Rockets. Louisiana trying to get something on the board here before half. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, facing a 3rd and 14 in that flex bone, going with that all go, trying to find a Texas route, hit as he's trying to make the catch and intercepted again. Number 23 on Toledo takes this one back for a touchdown as well. It is 28-0 lead for the Rockets in the first half. They end up winning that one comfortably, 42-21. Finally, Louisiana takes their first loss in what feels like forever. Up next, we got Louisiana Tech and East Carolina, a little Sun Belt action here, going for that RPO, and somehow number 12 on East Carolina just drops back perfectly into that passing lane, gets that interception for the Pirates. 21-7 lead, now up to 21-10 in the third quarter. Coming out in double mug, go to some empty, a QB blast, a great play call against that defense. Number 3 on ECU takes it in for the score. 28-10 lead for East Carolina, but Louisiana Tech comes fighting back here, a 4th and 6 in the fourth quarter at their own 24. Gotta have it to keep our hope alive. We are going to take that deep shot to our halfback, and look at that little halfback get big. Number 49 makes the catch in front of the safety. The safety dives down, misses completely, and 49 takes that one in for a score. Now Louisiana Tech down by 11. 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 6 back in East Carolina's red zone. Dropping back to pass, hitting the little speed out. Number 43 this time cuts it up the field and in, and just like that, we have got a 4-point game in East Carolina, but the Pirates looking to put it away. Go with a run right up the middle. Number 39 takes that one in for a score with less than 2 minutes to go, and East Carolina ends up getting the 35-30 victory there. Then on to Marshall and North Texas, a little Conference USA action here, right up the seam. We've seen North Texas utilize that many times. Those seam shots have been lethal for North Texas. Now Marshall on the march, 7-0, a 4th and 3, getting aggressive, going for it early, finds his guy number 13, and look at the moves. The Platinum 360 fakes out one defender, the cutback to the right fakes out another. Number 13 for Marshall takes that one in for the score. Now we got a 21-10 ball game, 20 seconds left in the second. Marshall takes that little underneath route, and more moves by the big men of Marshall. Jukes out another defender, takes the hit, falls into the end zone. 21-17. 13 seconds left right before halftime, and right back up the seam yet again go the mean green in their blackout uniforms here. 5 seconds left in the half, pushes it back to a 2-score lead for North Texas. Now we go to 47 seconds left in this game. 2nd and goal. Marshall down by 5, looking to take the lead late here. Where do we go? To the back line of the end zone. Looked like pretty good coverage, but we're able to fit one in there. Marshall goes for 2, doesn't get it, so now North Texas has the ball. 5 seconds left in a 1-point game. Goes for the quick spot route in the longest second I have ever seen in my life. I'm not sure how time did not run out on North Texas there. He's able to get down, able to take the timeout. We got a field goal attempt for North Texas to walk away as winners here in Conference USA. 47-yard kick, 1 second on the clock, and the Denton faithful get sent home happy. The mean green pull out the last second victory against the Thundering Herd, 37-35. We jump ahead to in our main event here just about a minute. Again, just a couple plays, and San Diego State is on Sam Houston's side of the 50. A common trend we are going to see here. It's crazy to think we're at 28-17 and we're like a third of the way to our point total right now. The second half gets a little bananas. Dropping back to pass, finding our halfback. Look like Mr. Rainey out on just a little curl route there. Take our 6 yards. Yeah, this game, that Marshall North Texas game, Tulsa, Utah State. We had just so many great games going on this week. This was such a fun week, man. So 2nd and 4 now for San Diego State. Down by 11 with what we've seen from Sam Houston's offense. We know we got to get some points on the board. Again, we see the little pling light up on the blitzers there, and another perfectly timed run. Just like that big touchdown run we saw earlier with San Diego State. The blitzers were coming off the right. We were able to run it to the left. Exactly what happened there. This time sets up a 1st and goal at the 9 for the Aztecs. Going with a little hurry up here. See what we're looking for. Going back for that run. Man, that looked like it was there. That looked like a touchdown at 59. Could have just held that block for another half a second. There's a lot of room behind that defensive end. So a second and goal now at the 7. Going a little shallow cross here. Yeah, just go ahead and take that. Oh, big man carry on. You ain't stopping that big man carry on. He is 6'6", and having him being able to move like that, that is just such a weapon for San Diego State. Huge drive there for the Aztecs to get this half started, bring it back to a 4-point game. Is it time for a game break yet? No. That'll be coming shortly. Oh, and actually, San Diego State's going to be going for 2 here. Oh yeah, make it a 3-point game. So we got our halfback swinging out to the left on some motion here. Where are we going to go? Square, right on that back line. And he's able to keep his toes in. Take notes there, Trayan of Sam Houston. So the 2-point is good. And we actually got a 3-point ball game. A first play for Sam Houston. 1st and 10 at their own 16. San Diego State brings it back to 3. Dropping back to pass. Going for that little spot route. And Trayan boxes him out, uses that big frame to box him out, and then use that speed. Nobody on San Diego State is be able to catch that guy if he just gets a little bit of room, as we see right there. I mean, I came into this game expecting Bethel Roman to be like the star of the show. This Enrique Trayan of Sam Houston, somebody to keep in mind here. 4 catches, 194 yards, and 2 touchdowns with 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And he's a redshirt freshman, so Sam Houston in the years to come, remember that wide receiver. Now the Aztecs looking to answer back again. Skipped like 30 seconds. We still got 3 minutes left in the 3rd here. 1st and 10 at their own 40. Still see that single high safety, but I believe these guys kind of disguise their coverage here a little bit. On the run, Trayvon Hicks. What an absolute laser rolling out to his right, finding that deep crosser coming from his left. Who even was that on that catch? Was that Adams Parker, number 88, coming down with that one, putting San Diego State down to the 27, looking to answer back here yet again. They keep punching back, man. These Aztecs. I think Sam Houston's been doing a great job keeping the pressure on, getting some of those big explosive plays. But San Diego State's just been answering the call every single time, keeping this one interesting. And there goes that run again. Really honestly killing them with this run game here. Cortez Haddad. Not a huge surprise. We saw San Diego State does have a great offensive line, but when I saw the Colorado State offensive playbook, I was not expecting this many runs from the Aztecs, but 7 carries, 138 yards for Mr. Haddad. Keep that Sam Houston. It's more than just keeping the defense honest at this point. We've actually just been killing them on this run game. Let's see if we're going to go back to it. We are indeed number 59 pulling over to the left, and there goes Haddad again. There he goes again. The run game of San Diego State, the bombs, the explosive plays from Sam Houston, another back and forth trade-off there. San Diego State, let's see. Yeah, you just take your one here and make it a 3-point game. Yeah, obviously. But guess what? Here come the Bearcats. Ball right about at midfield, holding on to this 3-point lead. Had a nice pass in there to Bubba Hampton, right off the left seam, right up the left seam. On our first play of this game. Now we're going to run the ball right back at you. There goes Devon Rice finding some room up the middle. I really think both these teams could just run the ball essentially at will here if they wanted to. We've seen San Diego State do it. We haven't seen Sam Houston run the ball with as much success, but that was a great one there for Devon Rice. So now it's the ball at the 34. What was that defense we were in? Was this just a cover 3? We're in a hook curl there, so I would assume so. 4 down lineman, got to watch that run. Going with that play fake, a little PA read, but the defensive line flying in there. Tony Moore Watkins gets back in there for the sack. It was indeed PA read against cover 3 Cloud, staying in that gun spread. Oh, we have a cover 6 shell. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use a cover 6 shell before. That is interesting. Well, we just audible to something. Back to a cover 3. Looks like a cover 3 match. Which any like 2x2 spread out formation like that, I think cover 3 match is a pretty good defense there. Now we got a 3rd and 19. But with Sam Houston's wide receivers, this is far. I could see them getting this. I could 100% see Sam Houston getting this. 3rd and 19 at the 42. Or do you just try to get like 10 and kick a field goal? I wouldn't hate that either. Could we go, let's see, are we in drop cover 3? We have hook curls, no seam flats, so it is cover 3 match here against that spread. And that pressure again. Another kind of lucky break there for Sam Houston. If that ball just had a little bit more air on it, that could have been intercepted by that linebacker. That didn't even look like that guy was in on a stunt at all. Just came running straight through, and we got our second defensive stop of the game. I thought we were only going to have one. Look at this. What a time to be alive. What a time for us all to be here celebrating this game. 2 defensive stops, 35-32, Aztecs getting the ball back. Could we potentially have 3? Are these defenses finding some life here? 3rd and 2 for San Diego State. Haven't gotten a first down yet. See, trying to get a fade over there on the right. No, it wasn't actually press man. Goes with that spot route again. But the big boy up front goes and swats it down. A 4th and 2 for San Diego State. Can we actually get one more stop here? Is this actually gonna be press man, or are we just making it look like press man? We will see. Probably gonna be looking for that Texas route underneath. We have X, we have R1, but the pressure gets in. We had those guys open, but the defensive line of Sam Houston, all of a sudden these D lines decided to start coming to play here in the 3rd quarter. Maybe the offensive lines are getting a little gassed or something, but Sam Houston force it to punt, but then San Diego State gets aggressive and goes for it on the 4th down, which I don't hate at all considering what we've seen in this game. I do think you have to stay aggressive there if you are San Diego State. It just didn't work out for him that time. So again, going back, I think that was that Nebraska play. Hit that little quick out over to the left, setting us up 2nd and 2, less than 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Some spread slots close out of the Hawaii run and shoot. Tampa 2 is going to be the call on defense. I never like using the mid read just because I feel like that's kind of our last line of defense over the middle. I like having the CPU kind of control, dropping that one back. We go for the run up the gut there, and Sam Houston does pick up that 1st down. Let's see, are we going to call a play here before the end of the quarter? We might try to snap one here. We still got some time. Are we just going to take it? Yep, we will just go ahead and take it to the end of the 3rd. Let's throw it to game break really quickly here between Tulsa and Utah State. Minute to go in the 3rd quarter here. Tulsa up by 3. 3rd and goal at the 1. Beautiful find out of the backfield there. Touchdown for Tulsa, making that a 10-point game. But again, Utah State, and again, Paler single-handedly keeping Utah State in this game. Takes the kick return back for a touchdown, as we got Sam Houston in our upper left there. Goes for a check down, loses 2 yards. But there goes Paler on the kick return score. Again, Tulsa scores to push that lead. I think it was 7 the first time, that time to 10, and Paler answers back for Utah State. 3-point lead for Tulsa out in Logan, Utah is where they are. Oh, we had our choice between the two. Finally, there is Bethel Roman. Finally, the Bethel Roman Empire comes to play. Finds him on that crosser. Looked like maybe a shaded down cover 2. Yeah, Tampa 2, it had to have been shaded down because we had the curl route there too. Above the hard flat, under the deep half. Also have the deep crosser there for Roman. Touchdown. That's all good. He came around the edge and blocked the extra point. Oh my God, he's going to take it for 2. Is Caleb Presley going to be able to run him down? I don't think so. It's close. It's close. He comes around the edge and takes it back for 2 and keeps it a 7-point game. Yeah, see, that's totally fine, coming around the edge to block the extra point there. Again, I've talked about this before, but I'm going to mention again. We do have a house rule that you just can't use this guy on the onside kicks. I'm hoping you can see my cursor here. The most inside guy with a little B over his head, because this is the guy you can use and glitch through the middle to block extra points. Coming around the edge, totally fine. San Diego State pulls it off, gets the block, runs it back, and it is a 7-point ball game, 41-34. The Aztecs looking to take advantage of this opportunity here after that blocked extra point, makes it a 7-point game. Going back, those spot routes, man, those have been awful close. Almost feel like Sam Houston's gonna be able to jump one of those here at some point. Let's see, he's come close a couple of times, going a lot of curls, a lot of spots here. Again, the user right over the middle of the field. That was like a Texas route there, and his own guy pushes him right into the San Diego State, I guess, offensive player, or that potentially could have been a pick 6. Went back to that same play, those option routes, he just never. That's why I don't really like the option routes, because I just feel like that's a few times we've seen San Diego State, at least. I don't want to say, I'm not trying to say what he's thinking, what I'm thinking when I'm watching. We saw a couple times on those drags, our guy actually stopped on the spot routes because it was his zone coverage, even though he stopped just, oh my goodness, look at the moves in number 23. Even though he ended up just stopping right behind a defender, whereas if he kept going, it was going to get wide open. And that was an option route on the halfback to either be a Texas or kind of a weird kind of curl. I'm wondering if we thought that was actually be a curl, and he ended up taking it for a Texas route, which led him right into the user defender of Sam Houston. So the Bearcats with a K now at the 14-yard line, 5 minutes to go. Trying to get this back to a 2-score lead, but with the way these offenses have been, we know that doesn't mean too much. Just high ball. Oh my god. No shot. No. We are seeing this one again, Mr. Trayan. We are seeing this one again. One-on-one, we're just throwing that high ball. He's got the height, he's got the platinum 50-50. But what in the world? He lands right on his head and holds onto the ball, comes down with it. Touchdown for the Bearcats. This guy is a gigantic because he's like 6'5" or something, but just a gigantic problem. Oh my goodness. Touchdown, Sam Houston. We know San Diego State is not going to go down that easy. Coming out in some empty bunch open. Let's see what we are going to go with here. A little drive Y corner. Okay. Nice. I like this play. Let's see if our offensive line can give us some time. Find that little post from our outside. Is that our halfback, actually? Yeah, it was. That was Sincere Rainey, actually, out on the left side there running that post route. Could have fooled me. Certainly looked like a wide receiver with how he ran that. Found the space. Picks up a huge chunk of yards for San Diego State. Less than 4 minutes now. But at Sam Houston's 33-yard line. Took me a second to read and remember where we were at. Potentially could have gone square over on the left. Oh, but yeah, just throw it to Carry On. I mean, we've seen Trayan catch so many freaking balls. And I think Carry On's even taller than he is. Carry On's 6'6". So why not chuck a high ball, see if he can actually come down with it, but he doesn't. Trayan will just catch everything for Sam Houston, though. I like the attempt. I like the idea. I wouldn't hate doing it again. I would almost be sending Carry On. It looked like Sam Houston just shaded outside, so this is man coverage. It is. And then we have an in-breaking route with a crosser over the middle. Good. But yeah, this little shift here. Oh, of course we didn't see it there. Just to explain what I'm talking about. Like, watch this. The guy with the star above Carry On. See that? Boop. They shifted outside. I don't believe they'll do that if they are in zone coverage. I think they only move like that if they are in man. And it looked like they were shaded. They all took a step to the outside. So find the guy breaking to the inside over the middle of the field. Take it to the 12-yard line. San Diego State, again, looking to keep punching back, looking to keep fighting back, no matter what's getting thrown their way. These boys are showing a lot of heart here. I want to cross divide. Okay. Oh, and flip it. Probably because we're looking for the halfback here. Or right underneath. Not the best ball by Hicks. The receiver has to jump up for that. Kind of kills all of his momentum. Still a good find. Still a nice 9-yard gain. But I feel like we could have taken that one in for a score on a little bit of a better ball from our guy here. Goes for that whip route right in the soft spot. It looked like we had a hard flat out there, but he went way outside, leaves a nice little pocket for us to throw that whip route. Takes it in, San Diego State touchdown. Coach wants him to go for 2. But yeah, I think we take our 1 here, make it a 7-point game. But you're not going to believe this. On the ensuing kickoff, 7-point lead for Sam Houston again. San Diego State keeps battling back. Now we got the Bethel Roman Empire back there. And as we've seen, like once a week at this point, this guy. And he doesn't even have to do much of anything on that one. Just takes it right up the gut. Acknowledge your Roman Empire. Acknowledge the OTC Bethel Roman in for the touchdown. And Sam Houston right back up by 14. And San Diego State, again, keeps fighting back, going with a little hurry up on this drive and already got it to Sam Houston's 37-yard line. Little trips over to the left. See if we're going to try to look a little deep here. No, we'll just take that little drag underneath. And no tackles at all from Sam Houston. There goes number 7 in for the touchdown. Chad the Winter Soldier finally gets more involved here. I kind of stumbled over his name there for a second, but takes that one in for the San Diego State touchdown. I'm running out of breath. I'm getting exhausted. This has been going on for so long and we ain't done yet, boys. We are not done yet. Actually, it seems like a good opportunity. Let's throw it to our last game break between Tulsa and Utah State. We are going to pick up on bonus coverage right after. our main event finishes here right after what we see in this game break. It's a tie game, 38-38, minute and 12 to go. Utah State, though, down at the 5-yard line, looking to keep their Mountain West dreams alive. There goes Daniel Hill right up the gut, so just keep that in the back of your mind. It is 45-38 for Utah State in Logan. We'll check out that finish a little bit later. Now, okay, I was going to see, because if you remember, if you watched our Week 10 game of the week, UAB did that same kickoff to Sam Houston, up to number 78. Sam Houston, whoa, twice, tried to pitch it, but somebody on the left messed it up. It ended up just going to nobody. UAB picked it up and scored. This time, Sam Houston just goes down with his big boy, which is probably the smarter thing for us to do there. So I'm going to take it to the 2-minute warning, 55-48. Let's see. Let's just jump ahead a little bit. Yeah, San Diego State's doing some adjustments. All right, so we'll watch the full last 2 minutes here and potentially anything that comes after that. 2 minutes to go, 2nd and 7 for Sam Houston, back in that 2x2 set with Devon Rice in the backfield for Judd Dredd. Here comes that rush. That edge actually came in there pretty clean, but he's able to dump it down to Mr. Rice. Takes 3 yards, 3rd and 4, San Diego State taking a timeout, hoping somehow, some way. We have seen some defensive stops. What, 2 or 3? 3. We've seen 3 defensive stops total. So Sam Houston, or God, I knew I was going to do that. I mentioned earlier I was going to do that. So San Diego State is hoping somehow, some way they can find one more here. We're going shaded down cover 4 with, I actually do like the cover 4 with a cover 3 shell. I think that actually works pretty good, as long as you can stay back on Roman Empire. Is he short? Is he short? Oh, picks up the first down. 10 catches for 160 yards. For a guy, I feel like we hadn't really been calling his name hardly at all, except for that kick return, and then he had that one crosser for a touchdown. Just a sneaky 160. It's all been that frickin' Enrique Trayan. So now San Diego State, 2 timeouts left. We do have a 40-second play clock. We got to let this one go. Let's see. I mean, I feel like we got to run here. If we're the Bearcats, at least make them use a timeout. Good shoot there by Rainbow to get in that backfield, bring him down. So take one of our timeouts, 2nd and 8. You just run again, make him use that last timeout. I mean, in theory, maybe, but we've had such good success passing the ball. I feel like we can't go too wrong putting this ball in the air, especially with some of the underneath and just quick little routes we've been able to hit. We're going to big man defense here. Goes for the zig. Of course, Trayan's going to hold on to it. Of course, he's going to catch it, but at least we makes them burn their last time out. So that's a little unfortunate there. That was a good time to go to man. Almost caught him on that whip route, but now we got a 3rd and 7. Go back to man here. Yeah, we are going back to man. Who are they doubling? I mean, I'd feel like you have to double number 16 if you're going to double anybody. Goes for the quick underneath. And was that Trayan that actually dropped a ball? Did Enrique Trayan actually just drop a ball? I mean, he was going to be short anyway, but still, that's 40 seconds that would have ran off the clock there. Made it a much more manageable 4th if they decided to go for it. Instead, we are going to punt. Yeah, 4th and 7. I think that makes sense. Go ahead and just punt this one away, I think. Yeah, I think it's fine. Now the Aztecs, 1 minute and 8 seconds, no timeouts remaining, ball at their own 27-yard line, going with that trips to the short side. We've seen them use this. We've seen both teams use the formation like this very well. See the blitzer coming, just take that drag right underneath. Is that Winter Solder? It is. That's a big man. No, yeah, number 7, that is Solder. Takes that one for a nice gain of 18 to get this drive started. First down, stops the clock here for a second. Really, a minute with how the college clock works it's not great, but it's not the worst thing in the world here. That's enough time for us to do something. It goes again to the press man, and again, Caleb Thomas takes it. He's gonna score. Oh my god. Number 35, Caleb Thomas on San Diego State gets the inside leverage. 10 catches, 191 yards for the San Diego State tight end. Takes it all the way in for the score. Ties us up. 49 seconds to go. What a wild game. And again, we saw the Aztecs go with a little pooch kick there. Smart, keep it away from Bethel Roman, especially in this situation. But now we got Sam Houston, 2 timeouts, 46 seconds on the clock. Just need to get this sucker into field goal range and hope for the best. Going with that man coverage again. We're just chucking one up to big boy number 16. Can he make... Oh my God. I can't believe he didn't catch that. I can't believe he didn't catch that. I thought maybe there was a chance it was going to get swatted or something, but it ended up he just ran. He just had a little too much air on that ball. So yeah, we're doing double man coverage on the outs on number 16. That makes sense. And then we go in double Bethel Roman. Very good. I like that a lot. Let the CPU handle big boy number 16. We're just going to stay back and watch Bethel Roman make somebody else has to beat us. It's difficult when you have 2 receivers like this, for sure, but we just need somebody else to beat us other than 16 or number 3. That's it. He still has a step on him, and again Anderson overthrew it. He had a step on him again. Was this double manned up again? Well, I guess it with what we saw of the safety rooms, it is double manned up. I don't think I'd have him pressed here though. I think that... And then the safety just stays way too far down, almost like they were shaded underneath or something. I don't know. But again, Anderson just too much loft on that ball. And Sam Houston is going to punt this one away. Couple lucky breaks there for San Diego State. Feel like we had Trey in on a couple of those, but just aired it out a little bit. Now going back to this deep crosser. Had good success on this type of play. User defender stays right there. Go to the spot route though. User has to clear out to follow that crosser, leaves the spot route over the middle, and San Diego State out of timeouts, 20 seconds left, but ball at the 42-yard line. One more, well, probably need 2 more plays like that. Can't be, you got to get rid of this ball here quick. We have X, we have a circle, but the pressure gets in, so 9 seconds left. I mean, you got to get pretty much all your yardage here and hope it takes 5 seconds. Don't have time for 2 plays unless we're just going to chuck one deep. And again, this second half, these defensive lines have come to play. They have shown up. So it's essentially going to be Hail Mary here for San Diego State. It is going to be some prevent defense for Sam Houston. This is when you go to the streak and 2 like deep posts. Have a comeback on like circle, streak R1, post on X, post on triangle, and hope triangle gets open deep. We're going to go with that deep out route. If nothing else, to help the stats out a little bit, but that is going to take us to overtime at 55-55. Sam Houston versus San Diego. Sam Houston is going to be playing defense first, it looked like. Yes, they are. The overtime here in Snapdragon Stadium. Aztecs with the ball first, going back to that run. During regulation, that run game was absolutely killing Sam Houston. That time they are ready for it. Brings them down just for a gain of 1 second and 9 for the Aztecs. Going back to that empty bunch, it's been a pretty good formation for him too. I mean, every formation's been working pretty good for him. Right over the middle, find our guy wide open, the Winter Soldier yet again. And the boys are starting to fall to injury. We saw San Diego State lose a defensive lineman, now a linebacker, it looked like, for Sam Houston going down. These guys have been they've been going to battle here today. It's now a 1st and goal, stemming down that corner out on the outside, going with a little slant from our outside slot receiver. Not going to have the corner. We are going to have the slant. Finds his guy right underneath. Ivan Carrion is there, using that big body again, bouncing off the tackle, takes it in for the score. San Diego State gets on the board first here. Now what feels like for the first time all game, pressure on Sam Houston. They've been the one applying, with San Diego State chasing just all game long. Now that script has flipped, and can the Bearcats answer back? We go to some trips X and nasty here. Again, going with that double man coverage, which I like. Just makes somebody else has to do something. And oh, devastating. Absolutely devastating. Beautiful man coverage there. Jumps right in front of the route and off his hands, just like we saw in the end zone earlier. I 100% agree with this. I like this defense a lot. Keep the double man. Again. Oh no. Oh no. Both passes so far in overtime, I feel like could have easily been intercepted by San Diego State, which would end the game, make them the winners here. Staying with that double man, even though we still had 16, and this one's caught by number 84. Oh, I feel like San Diego State's played great defense here in overtime. Maybe not throughout the rest of the game, but once we switched to this double man, almost got us bombed towards the end of the game there. But down here in the red zone, I feel like this is really, really good defense. We're doubling 16. We're doubling Bethel Roman. Well, not on this play. We're not. Stay on 16. We got to stay on 16. Goes to dunk over the goalpost and missed completely. It was way too far off to the right there. But now Sam Houston, this is enough of this game. We are going to go for 2 and try to end it right here, right now. Doubles Y off. Man, San Diego State could have had this one. Could have had this one in the bag already and not have it come down to this situation. But here we are. See, here I don't know about the man. We got to stay on Bethel Roman. We got to watch 16. This could be a run. Judd Anderson in the backfield, direct in traffic here. Manning up our deep half onto Muma. And there, big man. There's that freaking big man again. Just one-on-one. We see the press over there. The safety's not going to help. We're just going to highball one right up to our guy. Wins on the press. And number 6, who else? Who else but Enrique Trayan to wrap up this victory for Sam Houston. What a freaking game between these guys. Here's a look at our stats for this one. Ends up 63-62 in overtime. 1,247 combined yards, 700 on the dot for San Diego State. Both ran exactly 58 plays. I mean, just an unbelievable performance from both guys here. Both with over 500 pass yards. Just those dropped picks in overtime were brutal. And the Roman Empire making his presence felt when it mattered the most, even though it was really Trayan, I feel like, that really won this game for Sam Houston. But Anderson, 504, 7 touchdowns, 30 for 46. Rushing wise, Rice, 10 for 59 and a score, but receiving Trayan, 7 for 215 and 4 touchdowns. The Roman Empire, 160 and a score. Hampton gets on the board with a score. The tight end Presley gets on the board with a score. Just unbelievable stuff. And in San Diego State, 501 yards, 6 touchdowns, 31 for 42. But Haddad, he was a great player here for San Diego State. 9 for 152 and 2 touchdowns. Big part of San Diego State staying in this ball game. Receiving wise, the tight end Caleb Thomas, the big touchdown towards the end of regulation there, 10 for 191 and a score. The Winter Soldier, 8 for 146 and a touchdown. Adams Parker, 77 for a score, and 6'6" Ivan Carrion, 40 yards, 3 touchdowns. Crazy game. And we got potentially an even crazier finish coming up here between Tulsa and Utah State. Remember where we left off with Utah State's Daniel Hill running in for a touchdown, giving Utah State that 7-point lead with about a minute and change to go here. So Tulsa with the ball, first down, pressure coming in. That Utah State defensive line is no slouch either. Tulsa's is absurd. Utah State's is pretty dang good too. Going with some nickel over. I know Utah State's was messing around with some of that 5-2 on defense. I don't know, with the teams that we have, that might be a little bit tough, but now we're back in some nickel over. And I kind of want to see what Tulsa's doing, because these are actually our last 2 opponents of the regular season for Old Dominion. We got Tulsa next, and then Utah State. Again, that pressure coming in. We look like we might have had that corner out. It might have been a little close, but I think it was there. But the pressure gets in anyway, so I guess we'll never know. Utah State, of course, in their now almost traditional, their classic cow spot helmets at home here. Again, going with a stunt. We got our flats backed up to, what, 15, it looks like. 10-yard hooks. 3rd and 10 for Tulsa. Down by 7, minute to go. See if there's any magic left in these Golden Hurricanes, and that stunt just coming through untouched, just from that our right edge spot, just loops through the middle. Tulsa's offensive line, no answer for that. 46 comes, knocks him down. Now we got a 4th and 10. So far, every Texas 4-man, yeah, that's just a good stunt. You got to get on, I think it's empty base as your base protection. Helps a lot with the stunts. The Texas 4-man just in general is a super, super good one, though. It's just a hard one to stop no matter what. So 4th and 10 now for Tulsa with a minute to go. Let's see if that offensive line can do something here. Give his boys at least a shot to pick up this 10 yards. I just said a minute left. Stadium pulls rocking. Tulsa unable to get their hot routes out. They do pick up the stunt. They do got some time going up that left seam. Number 10 on Utah State gets up there and swats it away. Goes for the seam against cover 3. So Utah State taking over at with 53 seconds left at Tulsa's 25. You would think this game would be over at this point. And you would think incorrectly. We wouldn't have done bonus coverage if Tulsa just went 4 and out and the game was over. That'd be insane. No siree, Bob. So Utah State looking to put this one away. 1st and 10, just give it to Daniel Hill, but that Tulsa defensive line takes 4 of them to bring him down, but eventually they do get back there, bring him down. 2nd and 11, going back to a run with Daniel Hill. Again, Tulsa all over him. 3rd and 11 now. 46 seconds left. Tulsa out of timeouts. Go back to Daniel Hill. I mean, it actually looked like pretty good blocking that time, but good recovery there from the boys. So 30, this is insane. There's 35 seconds left. There's 31 seconds left on the play clock. Utah State decides we're going to run this ball and try to just run around with Daniel Hill for the last 2 seconds. Makes a ton of sense. I 100% actually agree with this. The only other thing maybe you could do is come out like in a shotgun and just run around with your quarterback. Might risk fumbling or getting, you know, an intentional grounding or something like that. But we are going to run this clock all the way down and just try to run around with Hill and kill out the remainder of this time, right? Like 2 seconds. Should be able to do that. You would think. But we are not. We snap it snap it a touch early, but Hill tries to run backwards and run out the rest of the clock, and he can't. Tulsa is going to take over with a second left. Come out and Hail Mary. Little man up 3 deep. Classic bomb defense here, you would think. Send in some extra pressure, so hopefully he's not even going to have time to throw anything. Going to be rushing 5. Offensive line actually holds up. We're going to chuck it up. We got a one-on-one out there. Makes the catch, breaks both tackles, and Downs is in for the Tulsa touchdown. 1 second left on the clock, 70 yards to go. Chuck it up to your guy, wins the one-on-one, breaks the tackles, in for the score. Now, after you get something like that, you gotta go for 2. You just have to go for 2. You can't just go to overtime after you pull off something like that. So we're going to be coming out in bunch strong offset. Tulsa looking to pull off, honestly, I know they're 13 and 12, but this feels like an upset if Tulsa can get this one done. Going for 2 here. No time remaining. Last snap of the game. Manning up that outside. Got zones everywhere. Dropping back to pass. And it's caught. And that is a catch for Caleb Downs. Look at the coverage on this back line here. So the only thing I can think of is that I do think this is probably a linebacker. It might be a defensive end. I'm not entirely sure what the personnel is for goal line, but since he's the one manned up, maybe that's why he didn't react to this ball at all. But unbelievable. Downs makes the play on the Hail Mary. Why would you look anywhere else but Downs again? Just right over his head. I just can't get over this. I want to try to pause this at the right time to see when he actually catches this, and look where the defender is. I mean, that's pretty dang good coverage from your defensive end, old number 33. I guess I should see who that is. That was number 33, I think, on Utah State. Let's see if I can find who that is here quick. That is a right edge. That is Quintavious Johnson. So that's my only thought of how that ball was actually caught, because that's a defensive end in man coverage. Played really good coverage on it, but not good enough. Downs comes down with the ball, and Tulsa wins the game 46-45. Just an unbelievable week, unbelievable games. That's why it was so difficult to pick a game of the week. That's why this video is going to be very, very long. There was a lot of good stuff that happened here in week 11. Let's take a quick look around everything else that we weren't quite able to cover here. Texas State just late last night takes down Buffalo 59-30. We saw Old Dominion got the huge win against JMU there. Toledo beats Louisiana, and Tulsa somehow beats Utah State. That is our Platinum Conference. Down to Conference USA. North Texas gets that 2-point win thanks to the walk-off field goal against Marshall. Rice beats Navy 41-21. UNLV falls to Georgia State 52-21, and Oregon State gets the win over our newest user who just took over at FIU. To the American Conference, Sam Houston in our game of the week we just saw get that crazy win. Washington State takes down Appalachian State 56-35. Bowling Green gets a big win against UAB, giving the Blazers their first conference loss there, 34-17. And USF somehow, this was another crazy game actually. They just played this one last night. I should have put clips of it in, but I already got all the clips, so I wasn't going to do any more. But another pretty wild game. USF wins on a walk-off field goal against Timeless Raven and the Army Black Knights. Our last conference, the Sun Belts. Georgia Southern 31-18 victory over Southern Miss. East Carolina 35-30 over Louisiana Tech. Colorado State gets the win against UTSA, and Temple gets the win against Fresno. Let's take a quick look at how our conference standings sit here at the end of week 11. We've got 2 weeks left to determine who's getting promoted and who is getting relegated. Starting in our top, Mountain West, the Platinum Conference, only going to be the bottom 2 going down. Top 2, there's nowhere to go, but we got quite the race here at the top. 4-1 Louisiana, 4-1 Old Dominion, 4-1 Toledo, and we have a whole round robin going on here where Louisiana beat us, we beat Toledo, Toledo beat Louisiana. I think any 3-way tiebreak, I think we're going to lose anyway. And I think working against us, our last 2 games are going to be against Utah State and Tulsa, where Louisiana and Toledo are both playing Buffalo and Texas State in their last 2. So we essentially have to win out or hope for an upset there, because it does look like Buffalo and Texas State are probably going to be the 2 teams going down, just because with the tiebreakers and everything, they would need JMU and Utah State to lose out because both have beaten Texas State. So it's looking pretty likely it's going to be Buffalo and Texas State going down to Conference USA, our gold conference, where Marshall and Oregon State are in prime position to take those spots in the Mountain West and get moved up. We got both of them just sitting with 1 loss. With 2 losses though, Rice and North Texas both hanging on with a shot at making a late push here in Conference USA. When it comes to the bottom, honestly, this might be one of the more interesting races we got. UNLV is unfortunately done. They will be moving down to our silver conference, the American, but the second one, I don't know. We got 3-loss Georgia State, we got 3-loss FIU, we got 3-loss Navy. So a lot can still happen here in Conference USA to determine who's going to move down to the American Conference. We got UAB and Bowling Green. We just saw Bowling Green get that big win against the Blazers, sitting on top, both at 4-1 in the American. San Diego State right behind them though at 3-2. Sam Houston right behind them at 3-2. So with 2 games left, a lot of movement possible at the top here of the American. At the bottom, Appalachian State at 1-5. Washington State, it was a big win for them against App State, get them up to 1-4. We got 3 loss teams with USF and Army. But it does look like App State is probably going to be moving down, potentially Washington State, unless they can turn some things around here at the end of the season. Then our last conference, the Bronze, the Sun Belt, Colorado State, 8-2 overall, 5-0 conference, looking very, very good to get that promotion up to the American. East Carolina right behind them at 4-1. We do got a couple 2-loss teams here still hanging out with UTSA. Temple keeps winning games, man. They just keep hanging around. Like, they don't score a ton of points, but they're not going to give up a ton of points either. They're going to drag you down, make you a rock fight, and they've got some good things going there. They've only got 1 game left, sitting at 4-2. And then at the bottom, it doesn't really matter because there's nowhere to go. You're still just going to be in the Sun Belt for next year. So that is everything that happened in one of the craziest weeks we have ever had here in Week 11. I do hope you guys enjoyed this extended edition of Game of the Week. I will see you guys next time. We'll have our user game with Tulsa. This is going to come out Friday. That's going to be out, I think, on Sunday. Then we'll have our Week 12 game of the week after that. So I'll see you guys then. Until then, take it easy.